If you're a fan of Japanese RPGs, the last month or so has just been absolutely nuts for you with the release of Persona 5 Royal as well as the Final Fantasy VII Remake, and I know a lot of you guys are still completely busy with that game, and rightfully so, I should say, those games, but I do want to point your attention to Trials of Mana, a brand new Mana game coming out on the PlayStation 4, PC, and Nintendo Switch. It'll be out on April 24th, so the release is right around the corner, and if you're looking for yet another JRPG to play in isolation, this is definitely one you should have on your radar. Now, it was a game that initially I should say, was not really one I was looking at. However, then Square Enix did the right move and released a demo, and by the way, this trend of demos coming back in gaming is something that I can really get behind. Final Fantasy VII Remake got a demo, that gave that game a lot of attention. RE3 recently got a demo, and now Trials of Mana got a demo, and I think the Trials of Mana demo did the game a lot of justice because this was a demo that I saw it anecdotally with a lot of people. After they played this demo, their anticipation and expectations for this game exponentially increased. So before we even get into this video, I do want to say that more than anything, you should really go and download the demo and play it, because I think that'll right away possibly sell you on the game, so that is something to consider. But with the game coming out in just a few days, I do want to go over all of the information that you need to know about Trials of Mana ahead of its April 24th release and before you spend your $50 on the game. So what is Trials of Mana? Well, it's a modern revival of the third game in the seminal Mana franchise. The game originally released in Japan a long time ago as Seiken Densetsu 3, but this time around, it has been fully rebuilt from the ground up in 3D. Yes, this is another remake. We're getting quite a few of those, but nonetheless, it's a remake that I think is well deserved, and we can play it over here in the West. The description of the story of the game seems to be a pretty prototypical JRPG fundamental story. This daring tale of overcoming the tests of fate has been given new life. Experience the beloved adventure fully modernized with graphical improvements, character voiceover support, a remastered soundtrack, and a new episode which you can experience after the ending, in addition to an ability system and a new class that reconstructs the character leveling system, plus more active battles. This overlapping story of interwoven destinies changes depending on who you choose as your main character and companions, which is a huge element of the game, which we'll get to in just a little bit. Will these young adventurers be able to use the power of Mana to save the world from the brink of destruction? When the world was shrouded in darkness, the goddess of Mana drew forth the Sword of Mana to smite the 8 benevolent monsters of destruction. She sealed the horrors inside the 8 Mana Stones, bringing them realm back from the brink. Weakened from rebuilding the world, the goddess changed herself into a tree and fell into deep sleep for many years. However, obviously, things go awry, as they do in every Japanese RPG. The forces of evil soon sought to free the monsters. To gain control of the world, they started a terrible war to further their plot and destabilize the kingdoms. Peace was at an end. Mana itself began to disappear from the world, and the Mana tree started to wither. So there are a plethora of key features that you should be aware about. Obviously, the visual style is completely refined and revamped, featuring revamped 3D graphics. It's a full 3D remake of the third game in the Mana series, originally released in Japan again as Seiken Densetsu 3. The entire game has been fully rebuilt from the ground up with modern 3D graphics. Obviously, it's not a visual masterpiece like, say, the Final Fantasy VII Remake, but it employs a more artistic style that is similar to a game like Dragon Quest, and I think that definitely caters to its own audience as well. You can pick your party. This is going to be one of the core elements of the game and something that you have to be aware about. Players can choose their favorite protagonist and 2 companions from 6 different characters, and the story itself will play out in different ways depending on the combination of protagonists and companions in the party. So that is going to lead this game to be incredibly replayable. If you're picking up Trials of Mana, yes, you can play through the game once and probably have a very satisfying experience, but I would highly recommend you to already be of the mindset that you are going to be playing this game a couple of times to get everything that this game has to offer. So just keep that in the back of your mind, that you are going to play this game a couple of times. Otherwise, you can play it once and then you can move on, but I don't think that's the ideal way to go. Battles and character growth. Will you go for light or darkness? Create different character types with class change system. Character growth has been reworked, adding in a new abilities mechanic and a 4th class for each character to expand the breadth of customization. Build the party you want to enjoy a thrilling battle system with expanded action gameplay, and of course, with any Japanese RPG, one element element that I always want to see being delivered on point is the music, and music is at such a high standard with the soundtracks for games like the aforementioned Persona 5, like a Final Fantasy VII Remake. We can go to games like Tales. They all have really solid soundtracks, and expect something really good with Trials of Mana, as new arrangements for a total of 60 music tracks overseen by composer Kikuta Hiroki. It is also possible to switch between the original and arranged soundtracks freely, so if you do want something that's a little bit more classic in taste, that option is going to be fully available to you. And circling back to the characters, which again is going to be an integral element of the game for its replayability, there are distinct characters, 6 of them to be exact. You've got Duran, a standard warrior that is probably going to be the most basic selection that you have. You've also got Rizes, an alternative to Duran who also features a significant story change. You've got Kevin, a grappler. You've got Angela, who is more of a magician. You've got Hawkeye, more of a ninja-based character. He's super fast and he's got a great deal of luck. And then you do also have Charlotte, who is a cleric, more of your healing archetype, weak damage. However, you do have light magic there and a support character more so than anything that is going to aid in combat alongside the other characters. Definitely a character to go alongside 2 other characters that can deal with the majority of the damage. So you've got quite a few of different characters that all offer a different taste in terms of gameplay style, character design, and everything like that, and they're so distinct in presentation and style that, again, it's very much worthwhile to go back and play through the game multiple times if you want to see the stories of each of these characters play out. And again, with the different and distinct gameplay styles, you're not only getting different storylines here, you're also getting distinct gameplay elements, so offering a lot of reason for replayability. With those characters, they also have distinct classes that you could utilize as well. In creating the full 3D remake, the development team knew they couldn't just take the original pixel art from 24 years ago and stick it in the game. They're proud to unveil some of the character class as detailed in a PlayStation blog a few months ago. In translating the design from the original pixel art to the full 3D models, they had to completely rethink how the classes looked and made sure that the designs fit the character. They have 2 classes to highlight in the specific blog post, Riz's Valkyrie class as well as Hawkeye's Ninja class, and you can look at both of them and they both look really great. And she has many classes based on Norse mythology, such as her 3rd class in Vanadis and Fenrir Knight. Her 2nd light class of Valkyrie is no exception from that rule as well. Hawkeye, on the other hand, his 1st dark class brings an image of an assassin. However, his 2nd class ninja is more intermediary, as the game already has a traditional ninja design with the Navarian ninja forces. They had to limit the traditional Japanese style feel and they went for a ninja design that incorporates more fantasy elements on top of that. The classes are going to be a big element of the game, coupling with the characters and enhancing the characters, adding more variety to the longevity of the game, which the game isn't the lengthiest JRPG in the world. They've already been pretty open about that, with it being around 30 to 40 hours long. But again, if you're going into this game, you should probably have the mindset of, I'm going to play through this game twice because the characters are so distinct. And even then, 30 to 40 hours of gameplay I think is quite reasonable for a JRPG that is $50. Yes, it's not a full $60. Initially, I was even a little bit off-put by the $50 price point, but playing the demo, this is a fully fledged JRPG that is absolutely worth your money. And hey, you're even saving $10 off from the other JRPGs that have recently come out, and I do think this is going to be a high-quality game. And a great time to be a JRPG fan, as along with the 2 aforementioned games, you have Trials of Mana and you have Sakura Wars coming out very soon as well. It's gonna be a time where we pick and choose, but hopefully I've been able to give you guys enough information where you can deduce whether or not you want to drop your $50 on the game. And that's gonna conclude this video. Definitely want to hear from you guys what you guys think. Is Trials of Mana gonna be a game you pick up right away, or are you of the mindset that, hey, I already have so many other games to play, $50 here, I can save it and maybe pick it up sometime down the line on a sale? Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching. Goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.